Welcome everybody to my top 10 best anti-anime. Really? Really? We're doing that? Oh gosh, fine. Okay, I'll do it, but I don't really want to. I do top 10s in every category in anime, so I guess I had to cover hentai at some point. Now keep in mind, I do not recommend this to any of the underage viewers whatsoever. I think there's plenty of good anime out there without needing any of these, but I keep telling myself that I'm professional, so here goes. As usual, I will tell my input of the series and add a clip to show you what it looks like. Now this is YouTube, so don't expect any intercourse stuff. I'll just show plain old boring, normal, walking Bob, and I'm sure you can look the sex stuff up by yourself. It is extremely hard to narrow it down to what is good and what isn't when it comes to sexual preferences. Some will like lesbians, others are into tentacle rape, and some will like straight up normal sex. There's even demand for incest, because that seems to be a thing in Japan. Therefore, I did not base my criteria on the sex scene, but the execution of the anime in general. The soundtrack, the story, because, yeah, there's stories surprisingly, and the character design. Number 11. Yeah, in the top 10. Alright, let's get the obligatory Bible Black reference off the list. Whenever people mention hentai, Bible Black comes to mind. Heh, he said cunt. This show is probably one of the most popular. It has a pretty twisted story where a girl will find a Bible and will require sacrifices. The soundtrack isn't anything special, but the voice acting is delivered nicely. The character design is smooth, but the girls get dick at some point, so just be aware of that.
何よそれ。なんでもないよ。まさかお弁当2つ持ってきてるの？まあな。さてと行くか。行くってどこへ？伊万里には関係ないの。ご飯粒ついてるよ。
Number 10. I'm probably gonna butcher the name, but it's Genjo, Shoujo, etc. This one has a nice concept. It's not the story of the century, but it's pretty entertaining. This is the story of a girl that goes online to have cyber sex with some people. She has a vibrator that links with the other guy via wireless, and it's supposed to be a replica of his movement. There's not a lot of background going, but the character design is appealing, and the colors are vivid. I fucking love vivid colors, so it's good.
でも、俺はピンときたね。こういう子が大人になると、すごいセクシーな女になるって。
なんですか？
ああ、ジロジロ見てごめん。倉持さんだったよね。俺は
城之内優斗くん。
え？
さっき自己紹介で聞きましたから。
Number 9. Emoto Paradise. Pink hair girl? Incest? Told you would have some eventually. And Lolly Girl. Pedo Bear approved this hentai. It can make pretty much everything look sexual, like eating an egg. Or playing video game. Also, it has the worst shaky cam effect since Cloverfield. Because it involves such a young looking character, I kinda skipped the sex scene, but I know some people dig that kind of stuff.
海外出張に出かけた夏休み。私たち5人の妹と兄さんだけで過ごす夏休みが始まったのですが。
Number 8. Blackmail. I'll warn you right away, I only have a clip that is dubbed, and let's be honest, dub porn is always horrible. But if you manage to get the original version, this story is actually pretty good, all sex aside. It's the story of people that blackmails chicks into doing their bidding. Sounds pretty shady, and it is, but it's a hentai, so then again, what are you expecting?
Anyway, I'd rather have an older, mature sister who cared about me. Come on, Miku. Hey, Aya! You're being mean, Asuka.
Number 7. Discipline. This series is the proof that hentai can have a decent storyline. Mind you, I said decent. If you are a big fan of Bible Black, this is as close as it will get. Though the story can get absurd by moment, obviously, like any porn, story is their weak point, but the characters have some good depth and the overall outlook is entertaining.
すいません。
ようこそセントアルカディア学園寄宿舎へ。ここの責任者音川沙織。よろしくね。
はい。よろしくです。
Number 6. Onichichi. This hentai is one of the most beloved in the genre. It's pretty much fucking rape all throughout the series. The voice acting is very good, and the animations are pretty fluid. It's very similar to any anime in general, except for the fact there's crazy amount of sex scene. It's 4 episodes, and there's the Rebirth sequel as well, of 2 episodes.
入りたらごめんなさいお父さん
まあ徐々にね
Number 5, Lucky Draw After Miharu. Probably one of the best soundtrack I've heard in an hentai ever. During intercourse, the focus is on the girl mainly. The guy have no face, so it's easier to erase him from the thought during action. However, during normal story, you'll see him like any other character. I guess it's a particular style.
こうしててもたまにあの頃の私であなたに嫌われたくない。なんでもない。行きましょう。お、
ミハル。ミハル、大丈夫か？ミハル？おい、ミハル！ミハル！
Number 4, Tropical Kiss. This is the story about a guy that works in a resort. There's a bunch of girls that are in love with him, and it's probably the most normal hentai you can get around to. There's not much plot to it, but there's a little character development, and the drawings are nice. So if you're looking for something softcore, go that one.
泉
まだ私と結婚する気になりませんの？
あのな
こうなったら既成事実だけでも。
Number 3, Shoya Virgin's Night. This one is probably the one I would recommend the most. It's not mindless sex poorly executed. This actually has a story. In this one, it's about 2 adults that has been seeing each other for some times and they are about to have sex for the first time. It gives the great insight into the mind of the character and it represents well the culture of Japan and how they do their kinky dinky. Chicka bow wow. Number 2, Disco. Girl with a dick again. I don't like that, but super vivid colors I do. Yeah, it's so hard to choose. The soundtrack is really good and the story quite entertaining. The logic doesn't really hold on very well. There's not a dick in the world that would be roaring to go after 2 unloading of letters of jizz. But for the sake of the plot, sure, whatever.
僕はどちらかというと双葉さんの方が
お世辞はいいわよ。今夜また電話するね。
お世辞じゃないんだけどな。
And my number 1, Body Transfer. This one gets the first rank because I think the concept is pretty funny. I mean, guys switch body with girls, girls swap with other girls, and can lead to pretty comical development. The soundtrack is nice and there's quite a bunch of characters, so you're bound to find one that will fit your taste, assuming you like the art style.
さあ、行きましょう、青島先輩。
坂城さん、今僕を見て青島先輩って。僕は今吉根になっているっていうのに。健一、怖いよ私。
美穂、どうしたんだ？
ね、健一、これは夢だよね。私たち悪い夢を見てるんだよね。ね、そうだよね。美穂。
お前らしくないぞ。
And there you have it, 10 hentais for you guys to watch. I'm sorry, normally I don't do such obscene topics, and I feel so dirty. But I've received hundreds and hundreds of requests for a top 10 best hentai, so I felt compelled to do one. But as I said earlier, I think there are plenty of great anime on my other top 10 if you don't know what to watch that wouldn't require you to look any of these up. But then again, I'm aware there's people out there enjoying these, so I made a lot of research to come up with this list, so it could be as honest and faithful as possible. So now you can look them up by yourself if you want to. Google, cough cough. I'm not giving out any links, and I'll make sure the comment section is clean as well. I do not want a young child to stumble onto one, and I'm sure you guys can understand that, so stop being lazy, goddammit. And don't forget to subscribe for more of my super top 10s. They'd be horny for you to watch them in the shower. I mean what?